it!
So, who wants to tell everyone what we've been doing? Because I honestly don't remember what we were doing at the end of last session.
We were trying to head back across the island because we had gone through and explored the Rhine Guard, and Rin or someone had been leading us kind of directly to the west here when we were trying to get down south, and then Latham managed to convince her that we were not heading the correct direction and started heading us to the south.
And she's pissed at me because we didn't tell her that, we were trying to find a shrine to make good again.
I don't think she's pissed at you. I think she's pissed at all of us.
You're just
Yeah,
the
it's
one
not
that...
you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just said it's not you specifically.
Give me just a second here. Why are you guys staying away from the center of the island there?
Because it seems like that's where time's making stuff go weird.
That's the place where time's going the fastest. Based on the fact that she had arrived, her group had arrived a day and a half earlier than us, and 47 years or some odd crap had gone past in that day and a half.
Ah, gotcha. I really should have looked over the video from last session. Okay, so I guess if I remember right, you guys are finishing up a long rest in the mansion, right? Iranis mansion?
Yep.
I remember we were in the mansion planning to spend the night and gain a long rest. And Bryn and her group had deliberately avoided us. They've gone down the hall someplace away from us. Right now, we're not very popular.
Bryn went off by herself, and I went and followed her, and I talked to her last night.
Yeah, she's the one that's feeling betrayed. Aiden, Biddle, and Bean, pardon me, are just shocked that it's been over 50 years since they've been on the island. And if I remember right, Bryn doesn't even believe you guys that it's been 50 years.
It is not.
Okay. It's coming back. Slowly, but it's coming back. Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning. You enjoy your breakfast of wherever you want because the mansion is awesome.
Pretty nice.
I'd certainly love to have one.
Is Bryn at breakfast with us, or?
She is, but she's kind of sitting off in the corner. Kind of sitting at other side of the table, just kind of quietly drinking a cup of tea or something like that. She's not avoiding you guys. She's just not particularly talkative.
Well, I've gotten up and pack up my gear and go down to the dining hall. I'll just have some ham and eggs, I think, and a nice raw steak for Damba, and some cider.
Okay, doesn't take long before your food shows up. And Damba happily receives his steak.
Okay. And Damba, of course, just gulps it down. But doesn't take me long, and I'm done too. And so then I get up and pick up my pack, swing it over my shoulder, and then I say, "Well, everybody, are you ready to go?"
I am.
Been ready.
All my gear's put together, and I'm ready after I get a nice cup of coffee. I'm ready to go.
All right. Well, I led yesterday. Do you want somebody else
Go
to
ahead.
lead?
fairly well when you led, so you can go ahead and do it again.
I'm sorry, didn't understand that.
Seemed to go fairly well yesterday when you led, so you may as well go ahead and do it again.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking we should continue straight south because, according to my calculations, we should be pretty close to uh, uh, about 5 miles south of us. We should reach the point where the wall was before. But if we can continue south past that point, chances are good that we can actually get into this shrine. And I'm wondering, because of the difference in our situation now, if maybe that wall won't be there. We will be able to go to the shrine. I guess the only way to find out is to go do it. And
Yeah.
so that's my thought. Just go straight south and let's see what happens.
As we are
That works.
stepping out or getting ready to step out of the mansion, I will go over to Bryn and hand her the captain's logs from the ship. Say maybe this can help you with your research.
She takes a moment to look over, kind of flip through a couple pages of the logs, and kind of holds a couple of them, kind of close to her chest, and she smiles and says, "Thank you. I look forward to looking through them." And she takes off her pack and stuffs them all into her pack. She kind of looks back at you and smiles again, and then heads out of the mansion with Aiden, Biddle, and Bean in tow.
Well, I get outside. And I guess if I'm going to lead, then what do I need? A survival and a perception?
Oh, definitely survival. Um, well, let's wait for the perception.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Let's wait for the perception.
All right, fair enough. So I start out as near as I can tell directly south. But I kind of watch behind to make sure everybody else is joining me.
I will follow right in behind you.
Okay. You do head south. But as soon as you take a step to start the journey, you hear a loud crack of thunder, and lightning splits the sky. Blinding flash of lightning. And it starts to rain. Lightly at first, but it does pick up pretty significantly to the point that I don't know, within about 15 minutes or so, it's pouring pretty hard. So you guys are soaked as you are making your way south. Let's see. See, if it takes you 12 hours to travel 30 miles, then it should take you 2 hours to travel 5 miles, right? Am I doing that math right?
Yeah.
That's pretty fast, isn't it?
No, not really. This depends on the terrain.
It doesn't matter about the train. You got me. Even from the rear, I can point out little paths to take.
I'm just saying that, it would take me a hell of a lot more than 2 hours to travel 5 miles without some sort of transportation.
You're not a hero type adventure.
This is very
Yeah,
true.
like
Neither am I. It would take me a hell of a lot longer too, but
an average kind of walking speed, if you're like, walking on a city sidewalk or whatever, is probably in the range of 3 to 5 miles an hour.
Really?
If you're,
That,
like walking at, I guess 3 is probably more normal. 5 is kind of if you're walking at a good pace.
okay. Well, you are making your way through brush and stuff, so let's stick with the 2 hours. Because that math works nicely. Um, so, roughly 2 hours later, um, you come to the wall that you were expecting. Um, about an hour into this walk, um, there is another bird that comes in and lands on your head sky. And whereas the birds usually um, kind of, for the most part, pay attention to you and um, basically just kind of hang out. This one seems to spend a lot of time looking around. And looking at your fellow party members.
break off a piece of ration, put it in my hand, and see if it'll come down to my hand.
It does not. It completely ignores the ration.
If I reach up, can I try and grab it?
Give me a acrobatics check. Okay. When you first try to reach up, it very deftly just hops away from your hand, your hand, and it takes you a moment or two of it kind of hopping around and avoiding your grasp, but you do finally catch it.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it down to my midsection. Stomach, whatever. And kind of give it a couple of pets, and underneath my breath, and Sylvan, I'm gonna say, Maliki, forgive me. I'm gonna snap its neck.
Okay. When you do, it disappears in a poof of dust or smoke. Dust. Disappears in a poof.
Goes goodbye.
What's that?
It goes goodbye.
Yes, it goes goodbye. I was not expecting that.
I figured you weren't. Figured at first I'd try and offer it food and nice comfort, crack. I think Maliki will understand that with everything else that has been going on, that this is the evil Alaria slash Araya slash.
Well, in this case, you know enough of animals and magic to know that this was not an actual animal. It must have been a familiar.
We'll call up towards the others and say, I think I just killed a familiar.
Of whoever's tracking us.
Quite possibly. Going to throw it towards Rogar and say, hey, look, we got some dinner, but it kind of disappeared in my hands.
Yo, look, you're just teasing me.
Do you think she'll send another one?
Her? Most likely.
Well, I'm just assuming it's her because
No, I assume it's her as well.
mm-hmm.
I was just saying that anybody else? Maybe not. Her? Probably.
Okay. If another one comes, can we maybe try to chase it off and then watch where it goes? Maybe it would go back to its master.
I doubt it. It'll just run away until it is out of our sight and then try to get back, most likely.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
At this point, everyone that she's sent seemingly has been actual animals, birds, and have stayed with us and watched us and whatever, and eventually would make it back to her and talk to her and whatever. Just making assumptions here, of course. But if she's going with familiars at this point, they don't need food, they don't need comfort. Follow us from behind, follow us from above. They probably won't get. And if we chase them off, she'll know that we're on to them, and she might know already that we're on to them, just because her familiar, her or his or whoever's that she's working with, just pooped out of existence. So even if we chase them off, like they'll just keep coming back probably.
So as we've gone forward, around about the 5 mile point, we have run into a wall.
Yes.
Okay, so once reaching that wall, should we turn and go east or west? Or is there another potential possibility?
I think we covered the whole wall, at least at ground
Yeah,
level, from all the way
yeah.
southwest all to the northeast, and we haven't seen anything.
I'm wondering somehow if this well, whatever she is, sorcerer, is somehow making it so that we have an illusion of this wall. Wonder, is there anything we can do? For instance, does anyone have true sight?
I sure do. And I haven't seen anything.
Oh. Okay, well.
Besides, we stayed in a cave inside the wall, and it was realistic, and we put traps on it and everything else. All of that would have just fallen through if it was an illusion.
So according to the map that we got, I believe, isn't this the map that Bren had? That shows that blue question mark?
Believe it's well, it Bryn's map shows it now, but when you first saw it, it didn't. She got that question mark from the map on the wall in her grandfather's treasure room, quote unquote.
I'm just thinking back. Bren's grandfather indicated that at least twice, coming from Reimgard, he was able to get to this shrine. And I can't remember, did he say it was through some sort of a portal or a tunnel through the wall, or was he just out there in the open?
Not that, not that he mentioned, not that he mentioned um, to Bryn anyway. According to what Bryn said, he wasn't entirely sure how he found it. He found it twice, but on the several occasions that he went looking for it, he can never find it again.
Well, does anybody else have an idea of how we find this desecrated shrine?
I don't know if we find it or if it's more like it finds us.
That's very disconcerting.
It most definitely is.
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
And why not?
Well, you might like it. They might not like it. There's where the water was coming from at the waterfall by the pond. And it may have some small part to either do with the time lapses or with the wall, of which I do not understand. But you might understand that if you came up, probably to get you close enough, probably drop you down with a rope. But the last time that I did that or went over there, it was 2 hours, and you guys said it was like 12. So
Yeah. Messing with time just doesn't sound like a super good idea sometimes.
Something that occurred to me when uh, it was Iriana sent the sending back to Allison, and
Yeah.
the second sending was only 30 seconds later from her point of view, and yet it was, what was it, hours or days from our frame of
Well,
reference? Okay. Could it be that once we get out of here, just the fact of getting out of this island, getting back into uh, into the world proper, I guess, will that time just dissipate such that we're back in sync with what's going on outside.
Who knows?
Hmm?
Who knows what it'll do? It seems like maybe, but we don't have a real way of knowing because even when Sky and Rogar went up to the edge of the island, it still seemed like time was moving at a different speed for them compared to my contact with Allison.
Well, that's true enough. I just was thinking, if when we get to the point of leaving this island, we all leave together, then time should be the same for all of us.
Correct, yeah.
And then just start, transporting ourselves back toward the master's house should restore our time situation back to whatever's going on at the master's house. And this is all speculation, I know, but I guess it may give us some hope that this 50-year time difference isn't permanent.
Okay. I guess you don't know. I know there wasn't really a question there, but you'll have to find out. That was actually all in character though too, wasn't it? So ignore what I said because you weren't talking to me. Am I still coming through?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Nope, I can't hear you whatsoever.
Okay. So you guys are.
Didn't mean to stop talking.
You guys are at the wall. What are you doing?
Wondering what to do next.
Um, we should probably just head along the wall here further and just try and make it back towards the little village.
Amrand?
Yeah.
Are you planning on or suggesting that we stop at the waterfall and investigate further, or just keep going?
Might be a good idea to do that, yeah.
And it might have something to do with the water that's coming out. If we can get it to stop, maybe the wall will disappear or change, or I don't know, something.
Are you suggesting we block the water flow up above somehow and cause it to flow in a different direction?
Block or dispel or cast something on. I'm not sure. Something, maybe, possibly.
Okay. We have shape water.
Uh, I am just trying to find it here.
I guess another question is, do we know that the environment we're walking in right now is real, or is it altered in some way by magic?
No clue.
Can I do like a, I don't know, nature or something to verify that it is in fact real?
Well, suppose that,
Sure. Go for it, Sky.
okay.
Well, the trees and plants and everything seems very real. Um,
I don't like that seems.
well, let's see. The plants and trees and everything are real. There's just a magical quality to them that you guys have seen previously in Detect Magic spells.
So I will mention that we're definitely walking in a real forest with tangible trees and tangible plants and weeds and whatnot. But as we've seen previously, there's a magical aura over everything, but it's definitely here, whether one way or the other.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to go back to low-tech solution and just simply take a stick or a spear or something and drag it along the wall at our height, chest height or whatever? So, well, maybe chest height for me would be too low for you guys. But Is it possible that there is an opening in the wall and we just haven't seen it because we weren't touching it?
Anything possible at this point.
Okay, well, I'm thinking maybe we can do that as we follow the wall to the southwest. See if maybe there's some spot in the wall that is just an illusion.
Can I find some, broken wood pieces somewhere and kind of fashion something to some kind of long stick-ish thing for all of us, so that at varying heights we can use that in his use his idea as we walk down towards the waterfall.
Certainly. It. Just give me a quick survival check. Okay, it only takes you a few moments to find the sticks you're looking for. You've probably found them before Latham finishes explaining his idea.
I'll hand them out to all of us and Bryn's group as well. That way we can, at varying heights, we can all drag something across and maybe we'll find something. Maybe we'll get lucky.
That would be nice.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Okay. As you guys are walking along the wall, dragging your sticks, um, um, there's a small sound in the underbrush. Off to the right, probably 20 feet or so away.
Kind of in the trees.
What's that?
Off kind of into the trees.
Yeah.
You hear that noise? Can anybody see anything to cause it?
Take a look out that way.
Give me perception checks, anyone who wants to look.
I'm sorry.
perception checks from anyone who's scanning the forest trying to find the source? Wow, you guys. I think that's the lowest you guys have rolled in a long time. All of you. Well, not Rogar. Rogar seems to be unlucky with rolls.
Share the love. Just share the love.
Stat rolls. In combat, you're not so unlucky, but when it comes to ability checks, you seem to be pretty unlucky with your rolls. But anyway, Latham, you actually see it first. There's a small brown cat, kind of with its head poking out of the bush, about 20 feet away from where you guys are. Like a house cat type of small. And which is kind of weird considering this is literally the first non-flying creature you've seen outside of the six-legged cats. And the flightless axbeaks.
Do we know that this cat is real or is it an apparition?
Go touch it.
It just looked like a cat to me.
You see the head of a cat sticking out of a bush. You don't really know whether it's an illusion or not. Okay, Irian, I'll get back to you in just a second. It doesn't take long before Rogar and you, Sky, see it as well. And you are all three able to see this cat. It's just under a bush, head sticking out. It's brown, kind of a little lighter than caramel colored, basically.
How long has it been since I smushed the bird?
About an hour and a half.
I will mention that it is probably another like the other.
Okay. Iriana, as you are looking around, you do see this cat. However, you see also a humanoid form. It's basically like a moving shadow form. It's not so much um, form. It looks like it's basically made out of moving shadows, and there seems to be kind of a shadowy tendril that leads from um, the torso of this shadowy form to the cat.
And how far away is the shadowy form from the cat?
Standing right next to it. But you are the only one that can see it.
Yeah. I will head over toward it and
You heading over
just yeah,
towards the
kind
cat?
of walk toward the cat at first and
Okay.
see if it stays where it is.
Um, as you start to get close, you see the shadowy form point, and the cat starts to go off that direction, trying to keep a distance between you and it.
I will kind of stop where I am. And how far away is the shadowy form?
Still about 20 feet. Um,
I
they're trying to keep a. Well, the cat is trying to keep a respectable distance from you guys, and
yeah.
the form is like literally right next to the cat. So
Then I will reach out and sorry, I'll reach out and cast a sacred flame at the shadowy form.
okay, you attempt to do that, and there doesn't seem to be anything for the sacred flame to anchor itself to. Were we without somebody this entire time?
Now that's Opal joining.
Oh, hey, Opal. What's up? Okay, maybe she can't.
I think she's trying to get her headset working at the moment.
Oh, okay. Um, as you try to cast a spell, it doesn't seem like there's anything for this spell to anchor to.
All right. I will just kind of say aloud and point towards the cat that there is something beside the cat there that seems to be controlling it, telling it what to do, where to go.
As you say that, the cat kind of looks at you, and its ears go down, and it kind of lets out a long growl. Long, angry meow. You know how cats do. Thank you, Sky. That'll work. Do you guys want to do anything else with this?
Let's kill it.
No, Rogar. I think that's the first time I've heard you talk tonight. At least.
I say words occasionally. I'm just listening because there isn't really anything active that my character could be doing right now, or that I perceive my character to be performing.
I understand.
So you just said there's a loud roar. I'm like, let's go kill it. We've been trying to kill him for a while.
It was a small roar, or a small cat. And Elro would be so upset at you. Poor kitty.
Why isn't Sky?
Probably because of what Ariana just said about something controlling it and that's attached to it or whatever.
Doesn't seem like just a normal cat.
But outside of Ariana saying that, Sky was thinking it was another familiar, based on the fact that it had been an hour and a half since the last one was killed. It takes about an hour and 10 minutes to virtually cast a new one.
Does anyone have a freeze spell or something that would maybe hold person spell or hold creature and monster spell? You could actually hold it in place.
No, I don't think we have that.
Hey, Opal.
Hello again.
Out of curiosity, can you hear me?
Yes.
Kind of low, but yes.
Well, but yes, very well.
Awesome. All right, just trying to set up the computer, get everything working.
Ooh, it's your voice is getting stronger and stronger. I can tell you that.
All righty, well, thank you so much. I will talk to y'all later. Have fun.
Okay.
Yep.
Working computer is a good thing. Okay, so what was the last thing said before Opal popped on again? I'm sorry. I felt like there was a point I was planning to make, but
Sky thought it was a familiar, not a real cat. so he's not worried about it being killed as the moment.
And Lazem was asking about certain spells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have hold monster.
I mean, out of character, the only one of us, unless a character class got it some way from something, the only one that could do hold monster is Lazem.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to, but I don't have it.
How dare you not have a spell that you didn't know you wanted or needed until just now?
I know. Right?
Well, you know how it is.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
We just want to continue on.
I'll try to peg a crossbow into the head of the cat.
Okay. Hopefully nobody from PETA is watching.
It's a shadow cat attached to a apparition that I cannot see. You PETA people.
Just messing with you. Give me an attack.
Besides, I am with PETA. People for the ethical tasting of animals.
Monkeys taste good.
Can't say I've ever tasted a monkey. 28 would definitely hit.
I've had monkey brain, but it is not really the brain of a monkey. It's actually like avocado, but yeah.
Can I attack it?
What was that?
He was wondering if he could attack.
If you want to. Are you gonna do it with a melee weapon, or?
That's what I was wondering. Is it close enough to attack with a melee? If not, I'll use
Seems like I'd been trying to stay about 20 feet.
Okay, so it's within 20 feet. I can't use breath attack. Um, short bow.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely hits. Okay, as your bolt and arrow hit the cat, um, it disappears with a startled meow, and then um, you can see the shadow figure throw his hands up, grasping his head, and it falls to its knees as it just slowly disappears and fades.
All right. I will say that seems to have gotten rid of the shadowy creature.
Rogar laughs. I killed.
I'll go over to the wall and touch it, see if it's still solid.
The the wall. It. Oh,
The cliff wall.
yeah. It's still solid.
Can I collect my bow, or did it do anything to the arrow? Sorry.
Yeah, you guys can collect them if you want them. Rogar slayed the great house cat.
That'll be one to tell those brass. I mean, gold. Pure brass. Yeah, that one. No snide remark. Wow.
He deems it's not worthy.
Not worth a comment, huh? That's pretty high-minded.
Does he see his scales starting to turn gold?
That fire breath is starting to look awfully, enticing right now.
There's the comment. Um. Okay, so you guys continue along the wall.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. I go to the wall and hold out my stick contraption and make sure that I'm feeling the wall is solid. And then I slowly start to go to the southwest, dragging the stick along the wall. My hope is that it will reveal a hidden passage.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Well, makes sense.
Although compared to magic, it's kind of low tech, but sometimes they provide better results.
Occasionally. Um. As you continue around the southwest of the wall, um, do you guys just keep going till dark?
Yeah. Well, I guess how far do we get by dark?
Um. Let's see, it is pouring. So, about dark, you'd probably get to. Well, a little bit before dark, you'd get to the quote unquote waterfall. You'd probably have about an hour, hour and a half left of daylight by the time you get to the waterfall and the river and the yeah.
So we've gone that far and haven't found any hidden passage through the wall, I guess. At least so far, it's solid. So, what were you planning to do, Sky, with the waterfall?
Nothing. I was hoping that Yuriona could make something of it.
Yeah, we could fly up and see if we can figure anything out.
I can't help but to think that this water that is some strange reason coming out of a wall that shouldn't be where it is has something to do with the wall being where it is. And I couldn't figure out anything when I was up there. So my best thought is to take her up there and either with her stuff that she does with stone or with her being able to see things in the other plane. Like, I'm hoping that she might be able to see something from up there.
I look over at Sky and I ask, while you're going up, do you mind if I go down into the water to see if there's anything underneath?
I mean, I don't mind, but
And he looks over at Lazem and says, "You were talking about being able to breathe underwater and the ability you and I can look down while they go up because we're staying in the same spot."
Well, do we have breathe the water?
I believe Ariana or Sky could have it. I believe you also have a couple of potions of water breathing.
Yeah, that may be what it is. Yeah, I have 2 potions of water breathing. Okay. I wonder. We can certainly try the potion of water breathing, but isn't that assuming that whatever the time dilation is only working on a horizontal field or plane where it made a difference going around this body of water? Or
we know that it's both horizontal and vertical because we've gone through it walking and I've gone through it flying straight up and straight down.
yeah, well, I guess my concern is if we go below the surface of the water, is our time going to continue to change that way as well?
It might.
Mm-hmm. and
tie a couple of ropes together and give Bryn an end, and you guys could go down, and maybe that would do something. I don't know.
okay, well, it's just
It was an idea, so.
yeah. Well, I guess I don't have any objection to trying to go down there. Don't know how far we'll get, but don't know or if we don't venture there, we won't know.
So 2 are going up and 2 are going down with ropes tied to one of us to make sure that, we're connected.
Yeah, I guess so. Anybody see any reason why it wouldn't work? Or why it shouldn't work?
I see lots of reasons why it could or could not or shouldn't or wouldn't and might not. It's confusing.
Yes, I understand that. I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's go. I'll give one of the potions of water breathing to Rogar, and I'll take the other one.
Do you have to, question, do you have to take, how long does a potion of water breathing last? And do you have to take the whole bottle, or can you split it
Yes.
up?
Potions are one time use, so you need to take the whole thing.
Okay, I was just.
And I believe it lasts now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I drink it after wrapping rope around myself and tying 2 strapes together. And then with Lazum, I say, ready up, and do a cannonball into the water. No, to walk in the water and slowly swim towards the wall.
Okay, well, I'll drink the other potion and continue with Rogar.
And I will pull out the unicorn and strap a rope around Iriana, strap a rope around other side around me, and we will fly it up. And when we get up, if I need, I will lower her down to the hole and fly just above it.
While you're up there, you might look at the possibility of diverting the water so that it would fall in a different place, like maybe to the more easterly or more westerly than where it lands on the ground.
Well, you can't say that. You're underwater.
Yes, but I'm telepathic. I can convey it that way.
Good point.
To how far though? Because I took off up 75 or 80 feet or something like that.
I don't know. I tried. If it reaches you, fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay. Um. Okay, so Latham and Rogar. Um. You drink these potions. They taste faintly of salt water and seaweed. Um, and with the rope tied off, the two of you start to make your way into this pool. Um, as you do, Damba kind of walks up to the edge and kind of walks back and forth, whining and whimpering. And kind of pause at the edge of the pool, looking, whining and whimpering at you, Lazem. He doesn't want to follow you into the water, but he doesn't want you to go alone. Go without him.
Okay, well, I think, Damba, you need to stay here because we don't have a way for you to breathe underwater. So just stay here and wait, and we'll be back in a little while.
He kind of sits down and kind of gives you a disappointed grunt.
Yeah, well, I'll pat him on the head. I give him a little piece of a ration just to kind of tide him over.
He sniffs at it and then disappears. Okay, you guys make your way down into the water. Let's see. I believe we said this thing was about 40 feet across.
Like that, yeah.
Okay, as you are swimming down to the bottom of this pool, it's not particularly deep, but as you get closer to the bottom, the two of you kind of start to kick up sand and silt. Well, not sand, but dirt and silt from the bottom of the pool. It doesn't take long before it starts to get a little more murky. Okay, so what are you guys doing when you get to the bottom? It's about 35 feet down.
I'm just looking around for anything unexpected. Because really, we don't know what to expect.
So pretty much everything's unexpected. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. going along on the bottom, we're surveying. I don't see any holes or tunnels or obvious siphons of water to somewhere else. So just keep looking. Occasionally, I look over at Rogar to see if he's seen anything.
Why don't you both give me investigation checks?
Smiles at Raven. Good job.
Good job.
And do we find anything?
Sorry, I had a mouthful of pizza. Um, as you're swimming along the bottom of this pool, you do find a number of unusual looking flowers. And then, well, flowering plants, I guess, is more appropriate because, I don't know, is there such thing as an underwater flower? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. There's also a number of sparkling stones in the sand. The closer you get to the wall, there's a few stones here and there. See, how do I describe these? Um, they essentially look like glass pebbles. And they're just mixed up in the silt and mud at the bottom of this pool.
I'll reach down and pick up a handful. And I guess I can't see anything more than just it's like glass. Um, it's more like beads than it is shards.
Yeah, more like glass beads and shards.
Mm-hmm. But um, I'm determined to take some back to examine on dry land.
Okay.
So,
So how much you gonna take?
well, I don't know, a handful. Is that
That's fine.
put that in my pocket?
Yep. You continue swimming, and as you get closer to the wall, um, you realize there's a kind of a lip on the wall itself, and It's kind of at the bottom of this wall, kind of as you're looking at it, it looks like it kind of slowly comes out to join into the mud. But from the let's see, let me rephrase that. Looks like the wall um, gradually just kind of curves out to form the floor of this pool. But as you get close to it at this angle at the bottom of the pool, you can see that the the wall doesn't actually touch the floor of the pool. There's actually about a mm, there's a hole underneath this lip. It's like 4 feet wide and about 2.5 feet deep.
So you're saying there appears to be a possible passageway underneath the wall?
Possibly.
Okay. Well, um, I'd like to investigate that. And I telepathically tell Rogar what I'm doing and ask him if he wants to help.
Yeah, like I posted in chat. I want to know how far underwater we where the opening is. The reason why he's looking at it to see if the others come this way, how long do they have to hold their breath? Is it really, hey, they got to swim down a lot and then over, or is it one of those where, hey, we can all get down here easily and still have enough room to go into this opening if there is an opening here, and then he'd stick his head in to see what he sees. He wouldn't go into it just yet because he wants to tell others what he's found. And he said, and I'm telling you this, Lakesome, let's not go into it just because that would bring us away from the party. But let's do a quick check to see what we see inside of it. If there's an opening behind it or if it goes on.
Okay. You're about 35 feet deep. And go and give me another investigation check, you guys.
I'm glad you're here, Lazen, because I can't see city.
Does that mean I get the 23 because I'm the one that asked for him to help?
Oh, I just had you both roll one. Um. Okay, how do you want to investigate this hole in the wall? Latham?
Well, I think I should probably get up close to the hole and cast what is it, dancing lights?
Okay.
That's just to give us um, as much perception as possible underneath this wall to see if it really is a way through or if instead it's just the wall is overhanging this area enough that it's just an indentation.
Okay. Rogar, what do you want to do to investigate?
Okay, I'm gonna role play it, and this is because I don't know if can I ask, is it a good roll or a bad roll?
It's a roll. Um, what what are you trying to do to investigate this? I mean,
Okay, when I was okay, what I was trying to do is I stuck my head in and I was looking down to see uh, if the cave went straight back, if it went upwards, how it progressed, and if it's as
Dancing lights
dark as I
sure
think
help.
it is. Yeah, before those lights hit me, I was seeing darkness.
okay. As you stick your head in the hole, it closes and chops your head off. No. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Um,
Looks like we're having brass lizard for dinner.
Yeah, I know. Make sure you gamble it.
as you stick your head in the hole, you see that it does seem to go back a little ways, and it does slowly. Um, what's the word?
Ascend, descend.
Ascend essentially, but there's a word I was looking for. I don't know. It does slowly kind of curve up and
Incline.
sure, why not? Curve up and um, out of sight. Um, yeah, this opening it goes back about 15, 20 feet, and then it slowly curves up and up out of sight. You'd have to go further in before you could see anymore.
I suggest either myself or Lazem, either you or me, go up top and wait for them. I'll stay here and keep an eye on the to make sure, or you stay here, keep an eye on it that it doesn't change while one of us goes up. Since we're connected by a rope, we're good, and so we can notify the guys if they come back soon enough that we found this and it's an area worth exploring.
Okay, that's fine. Except I'm a little concerned if we separate, then will each of us be in our own time frame?
Well, that's why I said we're connected by a rope, so that it doesn't matter if we're in our own time frame because the rope is still connecting us to where, unless hey, worst thing, the rope just disconnects and disappears. But it hasn't broken so far from the from where we are here to where it goes up that I notice up top from the water. So I assume it's not going to be any difference between you going up and me being here as long as we stay on the rope.
Okay, along those lines, we have two 50-foot ropes, right? One between
Yes,
you and
we have 100 we have 100 in all, and so far we're only using about 20 or 35 of it, I'd say. And
okay.
so if you keep a hold of the rope and go up,
So then before we go up, maybe we should, one of us, go out the remaining 60 odd feet underneath, see how far this goes. if it really does expand into something else, something useful. As long as we're joined by the rope, we're probably going to be okay.
If that's what you like, who do you want? Do you want to stay here because you're a router and I'm not? Or sorry, no, he would think you're a repeater and I'm not.
Repeater?
Yeah, he's talking to me, so I'm assuming because I know I ain't talking to him
Oh,
mentally.
gotcha.
So if somebody's up top, he's able to talk to them. He's able to talk back. But if he goes forward, I can't talk in the water. So
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I'll go, and if that's your idea, he nods and he starts swimming.
Okay. Well, just bear in mind that I can hear your telepathic thoughts as long as we've engaged in this. To what is that, Ariana? 30 feet away?
Still.
So,
Well, I can at least talk to you until it dies. I'm doing
yeah.
okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay. But even if you don't continue to hear my voice, I would suggest that you continue as long as you still feel that the rope is solid.
Yeah, I will.
Uh-huh. So we get out as far as we can and find out if maybe on the other side of
There's an opening.
this wall there's an opening up above that we can then go forward.
Yep. I do have a question for Jeff
Hmm.
or White. But how much of the rope do we still have available? Because you said we tied one to, or we mentioned tying one who's ever in the middle, and then going.
Um, I don't know. I guess you got 50 feet of rope, so it'd be like, I don't know, probably 45 once you've tied both ends to something. So I guess 45 from the scholars to Lazem, and then 45 from Lazem to
Okay.
Rogar.
Then I swim 45 feet into the, doing it slowly, but I swim into the opening and, pay attention to my surroundings. Hopefully the lights stay so I can see where I'm going, see around me.
Actually, why don't we go ahead and take a quick break?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
I'm back.
Are we back yet? It's been more than 15.
I'm here.
I'm back.
Hey, I'm here too.
During a really good shift, she gets more 20s than 1s, though. Sorry about the wait, guys.
I left you another soda.
I noticed that, thank you. And I just realized I left my mic unmuted the entire time. So you guys got to listen to my nephews going crazy.
You either didn't hear him or didn't notice it.
Okay. Is everyone here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Rogar, as you swim into the cave, the lights are able to stick with you for probably 25, 30 feet before going any further would be putting them outside of Lazen's sight, which means they'd blink out.
Okay. I
Um,
would use my light on my that I created through my ruins to keep on going. Then
okay. Um, you continue swimming. The tunnel kind of snakes around a bit. Um, Going up and down, left and right. Um, uh, just as the rope comes to the end of its distance, you're able to look down this tunnel, and you see that it actually ahead of you it actually branches off in two different directions. Both of them seem to be heading east, but you can see that one kind of curves um, southeast and goes down, and the other one kind of curves northeast and goes up, curves up. What do you want to
test the rope, see how much more rope I have.
do? You're at the limit of your rope.
Okay, for the time being, I'll swim back because I don't want to leave and seriously in danger. But at least I know there's something leading in this way, and I'll swim back to Lazem and suggest that through mind once he's able to see me and I'm able to see him and talk, I suggest we go up this or one of us goes up. Or how long has it been?
What do you mean?
Well, I only have an hour of air, and I want to find out how long it's been.
Oh, that's okay. Um,
Great to make all these plans when all of a sudden I die down here is not something I want to do.
yeah. You've been down here for maybe 20 minutes.
I suggest one of us go back up to the top, see if they can get in contact with the guys up top. And a suggestion I have for that is if you're able to recast that light, uh, go up top and then flash the light, or pop up that light to where they may be able to see it down at the bottom, to where it brings their attention to you, and then tell them what we found. And I tell him what I found inside the tunnel, that it splits up and there's two openings heading in different directions. But I'm at 45 feet, and I don't want to leave the rope to get there.
Okay, Liam, you doing anything with that?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll go up. He said he wanted to stay,
Okay.
so I'll just follow the wall and swim directly up.
Okay. You get to the top, and Bryn and Bryn, Aiden, Biddle, and Bean are um, sitting around a campfire, and it is suddenly dark.
Because that way none of us trip over them. Oh, honey.
Well,
Yeah, all you guys
I
have
suggest we
Who's with this today?
I suggest we get a light somehow.
Your tummy feel better now that you went?
Some way I can do the let's see, dancing lights. I can do that more than once, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll use dancing lights then?
Yeah. Light up the whole area. I'm
Okay.
gonna go over and quickly let the people at the campfire know what we found. And since I don't see Sky or Ariana, I presume they haven't returned yet.
On that note, okay, Sky, Ariana, you watch Lazem and Rogar dive into the water, or walk into the water, as you guys are slowly ascending, or casually ascending, I should say, on your flying unicorn. Um, so what is the first thing you're doing, Sky, since you're
I'm flying
diving?
her to the same place that I was, hopefully, up to the same place that I was last time, where you mentioned that the water was coming out of like a, I don't know, like a 5-inch hole, or I forget exactly what it was, but it was pretty small hole, maybe like a foot hole, I don't know. But
Yeah, it was about 2.5 feet wide and about a foot tall.
let's see if she can see anything or do anything. I don't know. Kind of up to her.
You want to show it
I'm
to her, basically.
transportation. Yeah.
Okay, you basically just want to show it to her. Okay. Um, so you fly up to this hole. You can't get right up next to it, obviously, because that's not the way a flying horse would work. But you're within 5 feet of it or so, if your horse is being careful. And Iriana, you can look across. You can see this hole. It's about 2.5 feet wide, little less than a foot tall, and there's just water just kind of trickling out of it, kind of trickling down the side of the rock face and falling into this pool. It's not like gushing or anything, but it's coming out of the hole.
Yeah. We can get closer. And, I can kind of reach out and touch the water.
Okay. You guys are about as close as the horse can get at the moment. How do you want to try to get closer?
From where we're at to the top of the cliff, I want to say it was like 10 or 15 feet.
A little more than that, about 25 feet or so.
Okay. Then I will fly up to where I can get right next, or where I can get the middle of the horse about right next to the wall, so that she can climb down the rope that we strapped on before we flew up here.
Okay. So you guys are going to fly to the top of the wall and dangle her down over the side of the cave, or the rock wall, down to the pool, or down to the opening.
Down to the opening, yeah.
Okay.
I should say, assuming she's okay with this. Not just be like, hey, so we're up here. Evo!
I'm doing this with your character, whether you like it or not.
I'll, as we got up to the top and he's about to do that, I'll say that I could probably get down there on my own if we wanted, but I would have to leave the rope behind.
It's up to you.
Might be easier this way. It would let me kind of explore a little bit more of the water and see if I can see if there's anything behind it.
And I will let her get off the horse at the top of the ridge, and then I will fly a hover-ish down as she descends, so that I'm near her.
Okay. How are you descending, Miriana?
I'm going to disappear from Sky's view and cast Etherealness.
Oh, okay.
Guess I'm not going to.
You're not gonna follow him down. Her down.
Let's kind of wave at Sky and then disappear from view.
Okay. Let's hold that side. I forgot that you guys actually went up all the way to the top. How high do you go, Sky, when you fly up to the top?
Just up to the, um, just up to the ridge so that she can dismount.
Okay.
I would imagine we'll be up there for like 5 minutes, getting the ropes untied and her dismounting, and then I will head back down to the hole, expecting her to be climbing down, which she is apparently not doing.
Okay. Ariana, give me a perception check. Did you add all these numbers to my token, Sky?
I did what, where, who?
Did you add all these numbers to my token?
Which token?
The party token. It's got a bunch of numbers in its little
Oh,
circles.
gotcha. Yes.
Okay. Just curious because I didn't do it, and I was wondering what did I miss. Do they mean anything specific, or are they just random numbers?
Nope. Just random numbers.
Okay.
They were blank. I put numbers in them.
Okay. Iriana, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sky.
I thought you were meaning the markers that I sent you forever ago. Like, no, I don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I know you sent them to me, and I just haven't gotten around to trying to figure out how to do that yet. I know once I do it, it's gonna be easy, and it's just it's probably just gonna be drag and drop. I just haven't done it yet. Go on, Nixie. Okay, Iriana. As Sky brings you to the top of this wall, from the description that you've gotten from both Sky and Rogar, when you look out east of this location, you should see about a maybe 10 feet of rock, and then 10, 15-foot high grass embankment, and then about 20 feet of sand that leads out into the ocean, which is pretty much what you see on the shore anywhere around this island. And you do see that, but at the same time, kind of in a like a double exposed photo, you also see that this wall stops after about 10 feet. And down below you, you can see trees, rocks. You can see that fog is down below you as well. And in the distance, you can see another wall. You can see this wall here in the distance. And it is pretty much where what you expect to see for the shore. So basically there's this whole area in here that you can tell there's something down here. It's just like a double exposed photo that is hidden from everyone else.
And that's just kind of there. Is there like something covering it?
From your experience with since you've gotten your true sight, you know that basically what Sky and Rogar saw is an illusion covering what is really there.
But there is actually a wall that we landed on.
Yes, you are actually on about a 10-foot wide wall that appears to run the extent of, well, what you can see there.
Yeah.
In hindsight, guess it's a good thing I didn't get off and start walking to the water to get something to drink.
That's true.
Do I see this before I cast the etherealness or after?
This was before.
Before.
So
Uh,
you can take that spell slot back if you want.
Yeah.
Unless you still want to do it.
No. In that case, that kind of explains some of the issues we were having, and I will let Sky know. So
I will offer her a hand back up, and we will, I guess, descend back down to the bottom if you don't want to do anything with the waterfall.
Can I? The waterfall is what, like 20 feet below the top. Do I see where it might be coming from on the other side of the wall?
There's no obvious source for it.
I don't feel a need to see the waterfall here, Scott.
There is fog cover on the east side of this wall as well. So you can't see a whole lot of detail. It's just you can tell there's actually something there.
I will, just tell Sky that there's definitely something here on the other side of the wall. Like some continuation of the island and not just water. There's a very large illusion cast on what looks to be that whole corner.
Interesting. Dr. Jones. I guess we can head back to the others down at the camp.
Yeah. Then I will jump back on and head back down with him.
Okie doke. Ouch. You guys fly down, descend through the fog layer, past the waterfall. As you descend, you come out through the fog layer and it's suddenly dark. As you get to as you come into land, you see that Bryn and the others are sitting at a campfire, and Lazem? Did Lazem come out or Rogar? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Lazem.
Okay. And Lazem is standing there explaining what he saw, or what was seen. And as you approach, he seems to be talking very fast, like abnormally fast. And then as you get within about 30 feet of him or so, he starts to sound more normal.
I will wait until we land, just so that we're on the same time, and then say that we figured out what's going on with this corner of the island from the top. There seems like someone has put a large enchantment to hide the island, or the rest of the island, from view.
Okay, Lism, as you are finishing up your conversation with Bryn and the others, um, you've been up here for probably about another 20 minutes or so. So you're about 45 minutes into your potion. Um, when you see Sky and Iriana returning on the flying unicorn. And again, it looks like they're moving very slowly, and um, their movement is like very glitchy. Where they kind of pause and stay motionless for a moment, and then their image just kind of jumps forward like 2 feet, and they stay motionless for a moment, and then the image just kind of jumps forward another foot, and it happens like that until they get to about 30 feet from you, at which point the images just kind of catch up with each other and they start to move normally. And they tell you what what Iriana just told you.
I quickly fill them in on what happened with us underwater. And at this point, we're getting close to the end of Rogar's ability to breathe underwater. So I'm thinking maybe the thing to do is to jerk on the rope several times to tell him to come up, rather than try to go down there, because by the time I swim down there, I may not have enough air to come back up.
Sounds reasonable.
So I'll do that. And at this point, all we've lost is our resource of water breathing by checking this out. But it sounds as though possibly an assault from the top would be more practical.
Yeah, I think so.
So with that, I grab hold of the rope and I jerk it 4 or 5 times hard. And then
Okay, as you yank on the rope, it feels very almost like you're trying to drag it through thick mud as you yank on it. But as far as you can tell, you yanked on it successfully. Do you want to do anything else?
well, I'm going to try to start reeling it in.
Okay.
So hopefully he'll come with it.
I'll
Okay.
help with that.
Okay. Rogar. Lazem has just left. He's been gone barely long enough to swim outside of your sight before you get 5 really quick tugs on the rope, and then the rope is suddenly pulling you very, very hard, very sharply back towards the shore.
I will assume they want me, and I'll swim up. And as I break the surface, I asked, you just came up. Why are you pulling me out?
Okay, as you break the surface, it is now dark. Sky and Lazem are pulling on the rope to pull you to shore, and the others are all sitting at a campfire.
Well, that's what I say because I don't know. My
Okay,
mind isn't.
that's fine.
I've been in the dark underneath, so my mind isn't. Hey, there's supposed to be light. It's.
That's fine.
I was just describing what you saw.
Okay, well, let's bring Rogar with us back to the campfire. Then we'll sit down and we'll reiterate everything so that everybody knows what each of us has seen. If that's okay with the DM.
Fine with me. Your guys' time.
Yeah, but I don't want to take your place.
No, that was player actions, not story stuff. So that's up to y'all. If you guys want to reiterate everything you guys have seen, go for it.
I just want to make sure that everybody in the group knows what's been observed over this day.
I'll tell you that I took her up and I saw the same water that I saw last time.
But I saw the water, and then underneath it, the rest of the island.
Who tells me about it's an image that it's a fake image of the wall.
I would say that.
Okay, it's because that's what I was waiting for somebody to tell me. Um, then I
Well,
say,
the wall's real. The wall is real and about 10 feet thick. But on the other side of that, where you and Sky had seen ocean, is what's fake.
okay, but that water tasted real. And he looks at you and says, okay. And then he tells what he saw down in the cave after he allows Leeson to tell what he saw at the bottom leading up to the cave.
And I think we should make sure that everybody realizes that as each of our groups were away, they were being affected by a time dilation just based on our observations. And, if anybody needs more explanation of that, I'm sure the DM can fill us in.
Yep, you've been affected by time dilation since the moment we got here, so I think we're all completely caught up in the confusion that is this island.
If you go underwater, you get slower time dilation. If you go upwards, you get slower. Where we are here, you're fast.
I think we're normal. Well, I don't know. Maybe we're not normal. I have no idea. But we just need to stay away from where we came in because that's really fast. Like
Oh yeah.
47 years fast. Looking over at the.
That may be the way we have to get out of this island, though.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
This guy's like, no, I'm not going that way with her. That's the way out or not.
I'm pretty sure there's other ways out.
well, let's hope
I've,
so.
I've seen. I've been through a portal with Iriona, so I know that she at least can do that. And if she can't, I've got a unicorn and I'm not going over there. Not losing 47 years of my life in a day and a half.
It's actually 52, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
You,
Potatoes, potatoes.
you say the number you say.
Okay, so I think looking around at the group, I think it seems to me that our best option has to be something about going up and somehow either terminating or uh, getting past this illusion that is being spread near the top of the wall.
I am up to whatever you guys suggest. I know.
And
I know that I found a tunnel underneath this place, but I
yeah,
agree. Going up, we don't have enough oxygen to swim underneath unless somebody's able to make oxygen potions.
well, that's
Water breathing.
definitely a consideration, but also uh, you went quite a ways under the wall. But first off, do you have any idea how far you really went with all the twists and turns? And second, you didn't get to the point where you could actually see the open territory on the other side of the wall. So there's probably an easy pathway, but we don't know where it is.
I agree. That's why I said wherever we go above, I like breathing, so I'm good with going above.
Yeah.
So, what was this that Rogar was mentioning that you found on the way up to the cave?
Glass beads. Laze them.
Oh yeah, the glass beads, and I reach in my pocket and take them out, and show everybody, and see if we can get everybody's take on what they are, or some way to analyze them.
They look familiar. Do anything ring a bell?
These could very well just be an anomaly, but they could also be a solution to our problem.
Let's see. Rogar, where are you from? Your backstory? Are you from a different place? Like a different plane? Or are you from this plane?
I believe I'm from this plane, but I'm not quite sure. Don't think we've ever really. I just know I'm not from this area.
I
Okay.
think it's from Kalimshan or Kalimport or somewhere down in the desert area down there.
Okay. Um, then Sky, you're probably the only one that might have run across this. Um give me history check.
Come on, good roll.
We haven't had any all night.
Roll. Phew.
Okay. There was a time when you were young, very young, like less than 20. Um, you were serving one of the lower clerics of your house, serving as servant, slave, whatever you want to call it, temporarily. And she was doing research into the different elements and combining those elements to greater effectiveness in her spellcasting. One of the things that she was able to create through this were basically water rocks. Literally, rocks made from water. And turned out that they didn't really do much for spellcasting, but they were essentially more of a novelty than anything else. One interesting a couple of interesting things that they were usable for is one, you could like put a bunch in a pan and you could cook with them, and then just pull the rocks out, and the food would be unspoiled, or it'd be cooked and hot, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not like a normal rock where you'd have to worry about it, the food getting all full of dirt and stuff.
Gotcha.
But you could also do things like you could literally swallow them in place of drinking water, and other things. Basically, anything you could think of that you could use water rock for, you could use it for. It has some interesting properties. Other than that, they're pretty mundane.
I will explain that to everybody else.
He nods as he listens.
And when you hit them with a hammer, they have a very satisfying squish when they break.
I gotta see. One second. I gotta see. No, I have two swords. Never mind. I was gonna say, hey, I got a hammer. I can hit him.
You do not have two swords. You have a hammer and a sword.
I raise my hammer and say, I'll smash.
You have flame sledge and frost edge.
Okay. So yeah, I raise a flame's edge and or sledge and say, I'll hit him.
They're in Lazum's hands, so let's not.
But all those comments about gold dragons, come on now.
Yeah, but why would you want to smash something that could have obviously mundane, but at least a good use for us? Just smashing them just destroys them. I know it's fun, but that's not what we're here for. It is fun sometimes to be a cold, wet blanket on somebody.
How many glass beads does Lazum have in his hands?
Um, let's say 6.
Never mind. I was gonna say if he's got like 30 of them, I'm gonna take one out and be like, okay, here, smash. But
Yeah, they're roughly the size of a marble.
So I asked, since I'm not allowed to break anything, any idea of how we can get or go through the image?
It's just an image. You should be able just to go through it. We admittedly did not test that when we were up there.
I thought, okay, the reason why is because I thought during my initial let me go over the wall, I went down to the beach or the, so, I was like, that's why he's asking that question. I might be wrong. Am I remembering wrong on that?
Um, I don't remember that, but that works. Go for it.
Because I thought I traveled when I first went over and saw that we were on the wall, and I said, "Hey, there's an ocean on the other side." I thought I went down to where I touched near the ocean, so that's why I was wondering how do we break to actually get through if it's such a lifelike image.
That I'm not sure. If you went down there, then we may need to find some other way to get through.
Ariana, give me an Arcana check. Okay. You know there are some illusion spells that are powerful enough that even though the illusion isn't real, if the person seeing the illusion believes it's real, it will still they will still have the effect of whatever is going on. For instance, if they think they're being burned by this illusion, they will physically take fire damage. Or if they are taking a drink of what they believe to be salt water, they will taste salt water.
Yeah, I will let um, let Rogar know that there are some strong illusion spells which can hinder your progress unless you know that they are illusions.
Put the blanket on the beach chair, and then you're gonna sit on the blanket on top of the blanket on the beach chair. So let him get it all situated, and then he'll tell you when you can sit. Okay?
can you
I
see
think
any way that True Strike would help us to solve this?
True Strike, no.
Are you ready, Roman? Are you ready for him to sit?
But if I can show you guys that the illusion is not true, then that should allow you guys to pass through it as well.
here's the second question. It's dark out, so it would be a good time to go over the uh, pass. How are we getting everybody over it? Because I can turn into a bat and I can fly up. And he moves away from the dwarves as he says that, and, and
nice.
fly up. But I don't know about everybody else.
That is something we'll need to work out.
And I will only be able to be a bat for my assistants to get over while it is dark outside. Because I don't think I can use my cape to fly during the day. Or am I wrong about that?
No, that's right.
I don't have to necessarily turn into a bat. I can just fly up, but I'm unable to do that during the day.
All right. Then you can do that. Can Lazum levitate anyone now?
Pretty sure Lazum has a fly spell.
Stop flipping it off. We need to make
Don't you have a polymorph, Ariana? Or is that wizard only?
Whoa. What's wrong with you?
Doesn't is not on my list. I guess Wizard Bard.
I do have a fly spell. It's only once per dawn.
Polymorph is Bard, Druid, Sorcerer, Wizard.
I'm sorry?
Just the polymorph spell is not a cleric one.
Okay, so you have... Lazum has, fly. Sky has his horse. Or unicorn. And he can take at least one of the others with him. At least someone else with him, I should say.
And also cat levitate once per day.
Okay. So that...
I'm sorry. Will levitate get you high enough?
Yeah,
Sure.
you can hold on to a rope while Sky flies over, or you can hold the other end of the rope and tow him along. Somebody with mobility, or whatever.
Okay, well, I have a levitate spell as well.
Can't use levitate and fly, they both require concentration.
I will tell you the fort is ready, okay? Ready. No, it's not. Wow. Was this ready? No. Grandma, that was messing up the floor. Stop it. What are you doing?
How the hell did Caduceus have polymorph?
I saw him do this. Like taking this blanket off the everyone.
Who's that?
Sorry, on Critical Role, one of the characters, he was a grave cleric. And I swear he had polymorph.
Maybe multi-classed into something.
It's possible. It's also possible that they always polymorphed him. There's somebody else always polymorphed him. So, I'm sorry, completely off topic. What do you guys... Are you guys going to take the scholars with you?
I would say we should probably discuss it with them, because it will probably be dangerous. Not that they haven't seen danger already, but based on the books that we found up at Rhymefrost, Rhyme, whatever,
Rhyme Guard.
this temple looks like it is to an extremely evil deity, Vecna. So that's up to them if they want to come along or not for research purposes, but I would not recommend it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Or since I agree with you, however, there is one issue with leaving them behind. They have become, in essence, a member of our party, and leaving them behind would also facilitate the time dilation to where we may or may not ever see them again. And they can hide when we get to where we're going, but at least have them in the area of where we're going would be a better idea. If they decide otherwise, that's okay, but is my suggestion to them.
It's also true that if there are some dangerous, extremely dangerous creatures in this shrine area, as you suggest, it might be good to have those two dwarfs along.
Well, right now and he moves a little closer so that they don't have to hear what I say. They haven't helped us much so far.
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
But they at least have their own personal bodyguard to where if they could, we don't have to facilitate, hey, paying attention to what if they're getting hurt while we're dealing with the threat. They've done a good job of that.
It could also be that they don't care about us because the scholars haven't told them they should.
Not shoot, but nothing to it. He looks and he goes, who who wants to address the situation with them and see if they wish to come with us or if they wish to stay here and give them the opportunity so they don't feel like we're ostracizing them.
Yep, that's about it.
What's about it? Am I missing somebody's talking?
No,
No, it's Sky's list in roll 20. So is somebody gonna talk to the scholars or?
I can. And I can let them know that we, guys, they heard our talk about the illusion, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We are heading up there, and that is our goal to figure out what's up there. And as far as we can see, it it won't be, or it might not be safe. As far as we know, it might not be safe. So we're gonna head up there using our various methods, but it might be safer if they stay down here.
and I'll back her up and say, based on the books that we found, books that Bryn now has. This looks to be like a very evil temple. And we cannot guarantee their safety or your safety. It may be better to possibly go back to, I'm losing the name of it, but the town.
Emerald.
Amarand. At which point we can meet up with you there, and we can look for any strange historical artifacts while we're in there, and we can bring them to you for study when or if we get out of here.
Bryn kind of carefully listens to what you're saying. She kind of looks down at the ground, thinking for a few minutes or a few moments before taking a deep breath and looking at the others of her group. And at this point, Aiden is just kind of is still kind of zoned out. His mind has not fully recovered from the
From the psychic damage that Sky did.
the revelation that he has lost 50 years of his life. Biddle and Bean just kind of glanced at each other, and they heft their weapons. Bean kind of slaps his hammer into his other hand, and then Bean hefts his axe up onto his shoulder, and they look at Bryn and just kind of Biddle nods confidently, and Bryn turns back to you and says, "Then we will meet you back in Amaranth when you return victorious." And she reaches into her bag, pulls out a blank notebook and a pencil, and steps over to you, Ariana, hands them to you and says, "Can you please take as many notes as you can? Just notes about anything and everything."
I will nod and take the pen and the notebook and put them in a bag and say I will take notes on everything I can, and if we can get it all cleared out, then you might be able to visit yourself.
I'd like that. Um, she kind of looks back down at the ground, and then looks back up at you and says, uh, looks at each of you in turn for a moment and says, "Thank you. I know taking care of a random group of scholars has not been easy. But I appreciate your willingness to look out for us. And if we ever make it back to the real world, I may be able to arrange some sort of reward for you. And
I will just smile at her and say, when you make it back there, we will be sure to come visit at some point.
she kind of gives you a weak smile and returns to the fire and just kind of sips that old metal cup of coffee or tea or something, some sort of drink. Okay, so it is currently night. You guys are on the north side of this pool. Um, is there anything you guys want to do for the evening, or?
We want to head up and over while Rover can still take bat shape and then camp on the other side.
That's a good question.
Uh, that works with me. So we don't have to
Yeah,
wait
that
another
works.
day. Get it all done today. And if we need to take 2 trips, hey, we get to the top of the wall, sleep up on the top of the wall, and then come down on the other side. That works too.
Except for the fact that if you sleep on the top of the wall, it'll be morning. Therefore, you won't be able to use your bat,
Yeah,
because you'll be in
logic I
danger.
hate, but okay, yes, I know.
And the fact that it's 10 feet wide, and at least Rogar was able to walk down to the beach, but now that we know that it's only 10 feet wide, who knows? We might fall straight down, accidentally sleepwalk. I don't know.
Okay, so that was actually a goodbye speech, I guess, since you guys are leaving. From Bryn and the others. Um, so you guys do your magics. Sky and Ariana climb aboard the unicorn. Lazen casts fly from the mandolin. Rogar turns into a bat, and Sky casts levitate on Damba.
Attaching a rope around his collar so that as we lift, he will continue to lift.
Okay, so you basically tow him along behind you. Or Lazen can tow him since it is his pet. It's up to you guys. Okay, you guys make your way to the top of the wall. And Iriana, you kind of see the double exposed photo that's laid out below you. Okay, you guys are at the top of the wall. What do you guys want to do?
I let Ariana go first, and she said she'd break it. And because I already thought I went down it, I mean, I agree, but I don't think I'm that stupid that I would be tricked by a stupid image. But I'm going to watch him do this, or watch her do this.
Well, since she's on the back of the horse or the unicorn, winged unicorn, I
I've got
guess
a possible problem here. Pardon me. My fly spell says that its duration is only 10 minutes.
Okay.
Is that enough to get me up?
As long as you guys don't spend too much time up here.
Okay.
Sky will walk the unicorn across the 10 feet. And I guess head down the grass and
Oh,
see if we're floating.
give me an intelligence saving throw. For both you and the unicorn. Okay.
Hey, you and that unicorn have almost the same intelligence.
Well,
Uh,
a unicorn is actually very smart.
Talking about the roll.
Well, I'm not. A unicorn is actually pretty smart. They're a sentient creature. They're actually celestial. Um, as you, yeah, the unicorn walks down the grassy hill embankment, steps into the sand. Iriana, you watch as Sky's unicorn just walks down this embankment. You're watching beneath you, and you see, the half translucent image of the grassy hill, but you also see the fog that's about 30 feet below you, and the occasional top of a tree top poking through the fog.
I will call out and say that you guys should be right over the illusion now.
I will reach out mentally to the unicorn and tell it to stamp its feet in the sand.
Okay. Give me another intelligence check for the unicorn. Intelligence saving throw.
I don't have intelligence saving throws.
Well,
Intelligence.
you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. As your unicorn does that, it stamps its feet, and you, Iriana, and the unicorn suddenly drop 20 feet before the unicorn catches itself with its wings and starts to flap its wings and right itself. And Lazem and Rogar, you watch as the unicorn just suddenly disappears into this into the ground and just suddenly drops out of view. And as that happens, um, you can all suddenly see is the image of this the image of this grassy hill, grassy embankment and beach just slowly fades away. And I mean, you can still see it, but it's like in like see through. You know, it's like looking through a
Translucent.
yeah, it's translucent. So you still see the kind of like a ghost image of the grassy embankment and the beach, but below it you can see this fog and with the tops of a few trees poking through the fog. And now that you know that it's not there, exactly 50% opacity. Now that you know for a fact that it's not there, I mean, you have seen it broken. You should now be able to travel through it.
I slowly go through it because I still don't trust what I just saw. And then I'm saying, I'm not that dumb. I'm not that dumb as I'm flying through this.
Yeah, you kind of start flying towards it, and you kind of hover above it, and you try to put your foot down on the ground, and your foot kind of goes right through it. You try again, and your foot goes right through it again. So you slowly lower through, and yeah, it's you go right through it.
I fly the others to keep up with them. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But I see it, but I don't believe it.
Okay. So do you guys just fly down to the east side of the wall then?
My brass product's been kicked.
What's that?
Yeah.
What was that, Kenny?
My brass,
Your brass.
my brass blank prod has been kicked.
Brass blank pride has been kicked.
My brass ass pride has been kicked. You know, it's like I get
Oh,
fooled
okay.
by a stupid image.
Well, that was the point of some of these spells. I mean, literally. Um. Okay, so you
I
guys are
would
just
say yes. We would just go straight down from the wall, especially if Burr lays him in his fly.
okay. So you guys fly down to the west side of the wall, and you are now there. However, at this point, I would say we should call it until next weekend. Just to clarify, or just to remind people, we will not be having a game on the 24th, Christmas Eve. But is everyone okay with New Year's Eve?
Should be fine with me.
New
Oh,
Year's is the following, so yeah. Okay, as long as I'm not working, yes.
okay, so it would be Saturday the 31st, uh, 4 weeks from now. Okay, so as long as you're not
3 weeks
working.
from now.
Well, today's the 10th.
Yeah. 1 week would be the 17th, 24th would be 2, and
Oh, sorry.
3 would be 31.
Whatever.
Four numbers, but
Yes.
3 time periods.
Yeah. Get technical. No.
Damn
Um.
straight.
So, Sky, are you okay with 31st?
Yep.
Okay, so we will get together on the 17th, skip the 24th, and play on the 31st.
Sounds good.
And then we are playing tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we can discuss. I guess we already know about the 25th, so. Did people say we were playing on the. We were okay to play on the 23rd, right?
Yep.
Did I ask them about the 30th? I don't remember.
I think we did.
Okay.
I think everyone was in agreement that nobody has a life.
Okay. So we will pick this up on the 17th.
Cowboy's got his daughter, and Katie and Eric have their kids. And now that Katie's mom lives out near them, yeah, that's what they got.
Okay.
I will see you guys next week.
Okay, have a good one,
We
Bill.
will.
Have a
You
good
too.
week.